HSBN Live is on the air. Welcome everybody to South Miami High School for today's game between the Dr. Krop Lightning and South Miami Cobras. Hello again everybody, I'm Jay Hayback along with my broadcast partners Christopher Firmino and Justin Bresner. We had a ceremonial first pitch by Orlando El Duque Hernandez, and unfortunately our broadcast subsequently went down, so we are back on the air. And I'll introduce my broadcast partners. First, Christopher Firmino. Chris, welcome.
Hey Jay, thanks for having me. This is great. What a great day for baseball.
And Justin Bresner. Justin, welcome.
Thanks. Great once again, Jay. You know, our first game of the week for HSBN, and it should be a barn burner here. Hopefully the Clouds are going to leave us alone. Let this game get underway between the South Miami Cobras and Dr. Krop Lightning.
And we are so excited to bring our first ever HSBN live game as our HSBN game of the week to you. And we will get the lineups to you momentarily. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but it looks like we have solved them and we are about ready for baseball. Doug Geffner, the home plate umpire, and Abdullah Mateo is the field umpire today. The starting pitcher for South Miami is Kevin Serrano. Last season, Serrano in 35 2/3 innings was 2-4, 4.51 ERA, 26 Ks against 18 walks. And coming up to bat for Dr. Krop is Gavin Sklar, the second baseman, and we are about ready for action. And here's the first pitch, and it's up high and away for ball one.
Dr. Krop bench there, very vocal today already.
Gavin Sklar last season hitting .333 for the season.
That one's in for a strike.
Only had 6 at-bats last season. Now taking on a much larger role as he is now leading off for Dr. Krop this season. Big sweeping curveball, just missed. Big fastball.
Nice pitch.
Another fastball low. Fastball, got it by him. He struck him out. And we are underway here at South Miami High School. Guys, this is a grudge match as Dr. Krop last year took a 8-3 beating from South Miami at Dr. Krop. So they have had revenge on their mind for quite some time, and now they finally have a chance to get a piece of South Miami. Another fastball as Dr. Krop is not catching up to that fastball.
Here's number 2, Adam Singer, the first baseman.
Kevin Serrano with good velocity on his fastball today.
And seems
that
to be
one
in
popped
complete
up.
control as well.
First contact we've seen behind first base. This is going to be a hard play, and there is no play. It'll go out of play. So Adam Singer last season hit .375 in 32 at-bats. His on-base percentage a very high .444 last season. Ooh. That one almost hit him. Well, you know, guys, the one thing about Kevin Serrano, and we know that he's capable of a good amount of strikeouts, but what we've also seen is a fairly high amount of walks as well, as last season 26 Ks versus 18 walks.
Not a very good ratio, Jay.
No, it's, you know, when you look at the ratio of strikeouts to walks, you're not looking for a 1.5 to 1, which is basically what we're seeing there. You know, at the bare minimum, you want 2 to 1, and you know what we've seen from the elite pitchers, Justin, has been a 3 to 1, and maybe even a 4 to 1 at the high school level. And that one does hit him with the curveball. So Krop gets their first base runner of the season, albeit the hard way.
Clearly some command issues there, Jay.
Well, you can see he's not hitting the strike zone consistently. You know, we always refer back to Greg Maddux when we talk about the Maddux effect of having the ball around the strike zone and giving umpire Doug Geffner a chance to call them strikes. When you're not around that strike zone, when you do get those close pitches, what happens, Chris? You don't get the call, right?
You got him. Here's number 7, Peter Pacheco, the third baseman. Runner on first and 1 out.
Big lead at first base.
He's going on the first
from
pitch.
his knees, and he's going to be
He's going
safe
to take
at
third
second.
now on the overthrow.
So the ball goes into center field, as it was almost unnecessary that Anthony Garcia, the catcher, really didn't have to throw from his knees there. Don't you think, Justin?
Yeah, it didn't. I mean, the runner didn't even seem to get such a great jump off of first, but
He was going right away,
he
right,
was going
right
to try
at
to
the
get him
first
out
pitch.
either way.
He's going to challenge Garcia for the throw to second, and he's going to get an extra bag out of it. So runner at third and 1 out.
Well,
Good start for the Lightning.
The Dr. Krop bench is in full effect right now.
they sure are.
Yeah, they're going nuts.
Oh, I mean, they're in good shape right now with a man on third.
And
Check
only
out
1
the
out.
plate. Just missed with
And you
that
see,
one.
he didn't get the call. I guarantee you, if he's around the strike zone, he gets that call. So many ways to get that runner at third home with only 1 out.
Just put it in play. That's all you got to do.
And the infield's back. He did
On
get
the
that
corner.
call.
Wow,
A grounder to second or a grounder to short, and that run comes in.
absolutely.
First inning, it's really hard to play that infield in. You almost have to give up the run. And there's a dribbler.
Chopper.
This is going to score the run. No, it is
Well, it's
not. He is out at home. Big play for South Miami. So it'll go 5-2.
And that's a big play right there for the Cobras, Jay, because they take away that threat that was at third base with less than 2 outs.
Well,
Yeah, what a stop.
Yasel Pino charged that ball, and I really thought that the runner at third, Adam Singer, got a good enough jump where he might have been able to score, but he was out by at least 2 steps.
Yeah, what a switch that was, going from 1 out, man on third, to 2 outs, man on first.
Yeah, that's a serious momentum shift. I mean, I know we're only in the top of the first inning,
But still.
guys, but momentum is momentum.
You want to get that first run, especially with less than 2 outs and a runner at third. But, I mean, you know, he just couldn't have hit it into a worse spot.
Especially with all the emotion coming into this game.
Yeah.
Throw to first.
Did he get him?
No.
Wow. Close.
So would that have been a time for the slash bunt, Jay?
Do you
Justin,
really-
of course, referencing our broadcast on Friday at Miami-Dade College when Steve Hertz made mention of the term slash. I, of course, from a different era, called it a butcher boy. And for those of you watching and listening in our audience, it is a play where you attempt a bunt, pull the bat back, and hit the ball instead of bunt it. Another throw over to first, and it gets away.
But he's not
But
going
the
anywhere.
runner stays.
Yeah, when he said slash, I thought of Guns N' Roses.
Peter Pacheco, the third baseman for Dr. Krop, was looking at where that ball got away into the corner and didn't feel like it got far enough away where he could make it to second. It was probably a wise decision there.
The third base coach was sending him. I mean, I would go. I wouldn't look at the ball. I'd be running. I mean, that's what the coach is there for.
So
He was
Giovanni
telling him-
Rojas, the catcher,
Big swing and a miss at the
swings and
fastball.
misses that one.
I'll tell you guys, if if somehow Kevin Serrano can get command of that fastball, it looks like Dr. Krop's having a hard time catching it. So Giovanni Rojas, Dr. Krop's catcher, comes up with 2 outs. Pitch out.
Wow. Maybe that's going to be the key, Jay. They're going to try and steal off of him.
Well, Anthony Garcia was up and out of his crouch very quickly there. They may have tipped the base runner that they were going to pitch out. And with the count 1 and 2, it's easy to pitch out. With the count 2 and 2, you really don't want to pitch out. Put your pitcher in that scenario. Runner goes, and he swings and misses for strike 3. He struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Serrano. No runs across. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Dr. Krop, Lightning 0. South Miami Cobras coming to bat. You are watching HSBN Live. And of course, this is game number 1 for us in the HSBN Game of the Week.
The first of many.
Dade County edition. And just to let you folks know at home that are tuning in, and we can see there are a lot of folks tuning in out there, that HSBN Live will be broadcasting Game of the Week for Dade County and Broward County every week for the next 10 weeks. So we will be doing 20 broadcasts between Dade and Broward. A lot to look forward to, a lot of great games on the schedule. And folks, remember, you can always go to HSBN to look up schedules and stats. And the way to do it is, for Miami-Dade County, is to go to miamidadehighschoolbaseball.com, which is your source for Miami-Dade baseball information every day throughout the year. And of course, in Broward, it would be the same, except you substitute Miami-Dade for Broward. So it will be BrowardHighSchoolBaseball.com. And that website, guys, is chock full of everything that is high school baseball. You go to that website, you can get lost in there. That's a rabbit hole you may never get out of.
So number 23, Luis Pacheco, going to start off on the mound for Dr. Krop. He's going to gather the infield around him. A little motivation before we get underway here. Leading off for the South Miami Cobras, number 12, the shortstop, Daniel Munoz.
So the first pitch is low and away for a ball. As we get comments in on YouTube, we'll try to send those comments out. So you parents out there that are watching your kids or friends and family, we will try to read your comments online. Right now, we do have many people watching us live. As Christy Singer says, go Krop, bring my boy home. Her boy, of course, being number 2.
In their first strike, count 2-1.
We were a little late with that one, obviously, as Krop is no longer hitting. But we will try to keep up with the comments on YouTube as they come. Fouled straight back. So Daniel Munoz for South Miami is starting things off. And hits the ball high in the air, and center fielder for Dr. Krop comes in to make the catch. That is Shalom Marcus.
That's going to bring up number 3, Kevin Serrano, the pitcher. We've already seen him have a nice first inning, or half a first inning. Now we'll see what he can do with the bat.
New scoreboard here at South Miami High School to our right in our broadcast position. Unfortunately, not keeping balls and strikes, so we will have to keep an eye on Doug Geffner. And that one hit hard to center field. The wind is blowing it in, going back, and he
makes the catch.
Makes the catch.
Over the shoulder.
He did. Oh my goodness, folks. I got to tell you, that ball was hit a ton and hit what looked to be into the wind.
Shalom Marcus with that over-the-shoulder catch.
That was a highlight defensive play there.
So 2 fly balls to center field to get started.
He's on pace for 27 fly balls.
And Luis Pacheco, guys, looks like a fly ball pitcher. So, you know, everybody has their own style, and there's nothing wrong with being a fly ball pitcher. If that's your wheelhouse, go with it.
This is number 11, Yasel Pino, the third baseman.
In some ways, it's easier to be a fly ball pitcher than a ground ball pitcher, because remember, a ground ball has to be fielded and then thrown.
And could take any number of weird hops on you.
It can take hops. And South Miami's bench also into it. The curveball low and away.
Some kind of chant going on over there.
They got the balls and strikes to work, Jay.
Pino last season did have a home run. He hit 426 in the 2018 season.
That was left low.
He had 10 RBIs in 68 at-bats last season.
Count 2-1 to Pino.
He had 5 doubles in 29 hits. Very imposing figure at home plate is Pino. And hits the ball hard into left center field. This is going to get down for a hit. And it gets by the center fielder. It goes all the way to the wall. Rounding first and on his way to second. Rounding second and on his way to third. Here's the play at third. He's going to be safe at third. Yasel Pino with a rocket to left center field all the way for a triple.
About a 2-out triple for Pino that brings up number 6, Steven Medina, the left fielder.
Well, once again, the center fielder's been involved in all 3 3 plays so far.
You know, one thing also, guys, there wasn't a lot of launch angle on that, which actually ended up playing to his advantage there, because it was able to get by the center fielder.
Yep.
A little bit more launch angle there, and the center fielder probably gets to that ball.
Correct.
Got down and hopped and rolled all the way to the wall.
So this is Steven Medina, number 6, the left fielder for the Cobras. Watches that one stay low and outside.
Christy Singer urging her team on, saying defense, Krop, and way to go Shalom for his first 2 catches. That fastball outside is fouled straight back. And folks, just to let everybody know, because our camera is affixed to home plate and right behind home plate, any foul balls that are hit back will shake the camera, so we do apologize for that. It's an interesting setup we have here at South Miami, guys. A very interesting perspective as we are right on top of the field. Not much room behind home plate. Slider left low for a ball. 2 outs, runner at third for South Miami. We are still in the first inning, if you're just joining us. Dr. Krop did not put any runs across in the first inning. Fastball in for a strike. Good framing by the catcher there. You could see Giovanni Rojas catching that ball on the backhand, even though it was on his left side, helping Doug Geffner to really see that ball.
He's down in the dirt.
Steven Medina, a newcomer to South Miami, as he was not on the roster for 2018, so we don't have any stats on him, but obviously hitting in the number 4 position, South Miami has a lot of confidence in him.
Full count now to Medina. Pino will be off with the pitch.
No, he will not.
I would. I'd run. He should.
No,
Just
he
missed
missed low. So runners at the corners now.
I know. I misspoke. Been up since 2 o'clock.
So now it's Brian Mena. Mena last season hitting .280 with 1 home run and 5 RBIs in 25 at-bats. So playing as a part-time player last season, now in a full-time role, hitting 5th, and hits that one a long ways to right field. Going back, and he makes
Another
the catch over his head.
Again.
Guys, I got to tell you, that could have been huge trouble.
Well, the wind's picking up every time there's a fly ball, so.
What a nice catch out there by Alexander Batista. So all 3 outs recorded in the inning were all fly balls. 2 of them went a long ways, and the other batters also hit the ball hard.
To the end of 1 inning, no score. South Miami High.
Remember, folks, all scores, standings, schedules, stats, and the latest news can be found each day on Miami-Dade highschoolbaseball.com. That is Miami-Dade highschoolbaseball.com, which is your source for all Miami-Dade baseball information every day throughout the year. And like I said earlier, guys, that is a rabbit hole you may never get out of, as it is an incredible amount of information there. Anything that you can think of for high school baseball, it is there, including great news stories and pictures, and they really do a great job on the website disseminating all of that information.
Leading off the top of the 2nd inning for the Lightning, number 6, Sebastian Torre. He's the DH.
Torre, a newcomer to Dr. Krop.
Chops slowly back.
Takes an awkward hack at that first pitch and fouls it straight back.
Shades of Vladimir Guerrero.
Chokes up on what looks to be a small bat already. That bat looks like about a 32 that he's making into a 31 or a 30. That one hit hard down the right field line and foul.
Made solid contact with that.
Well, you can tell with his approach, with choking up on the bat, not swinging too hard. That's really the type of output he's looking for. He's looking for those slicing balls down the line like that. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Doug Geffner. Another strikeout.
Another leadoff strikeout, Jay.
That is the 3rd strikeout for Kevin Serrano already.
Can't ask for a better start to the inning.
Really demoralizes your opponent when you strike out.
Covers are looking for some revenge, I think.
This is number 15, Isaac Castro, the shortstop.
Cobras want to maintain that momentum they have against Dr. Krop. from last season. The 8-3 victory on the road.
Did not bite on that one.
Serrano is teasing hitters with that curveball and blowing the fastball right by him. There's that curveball, and he just missed with it. Strong breaking movement on that curveball. Late breaking movement on that curveball. Big swing and a miss at that one.
Count 2-2.
He has these Dr. Krop hitters off balance.
Batter number 15, Isaac Castro, the shortstop.
Castro in a part-time role last season, only had 6 at-bats. Strike 3, he struck him out. And you can tell the catcher, Anthony Garcia, knew it. He was out of his crouch by the time the ball got to him. He was already ready to throw that ball to third base. Sometimes that can backfire on you.
3 consecutive strikeouts for Serrano, 4 altogether. Great start for Serrano.
It's number 8, Alexander Batista, the right fielder.
Well, the one thing that does, guys, is it takes so much pressure off your defense. If you strike out 4 of the first 6 batters, that's only really one batter has put the ball in play. The other batter was hit by a pitch. So if you only have 1 of the first 6 batters put the ball in play, your odds go up tremendously.
So far, he's just shutting them down. Just missed.
Good looking pitch, but not good enough.
Count 2-1.
Curveball.
Wow, that's a
strike. Sweeping curveball there.
Frozen.
I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised he didn't turn his back so that he could get hit by the pitch, and it just swung right over the plate.
That's it.
And he cut on that one lazily, and it is an easy inning for Serrano. A 1-2-3 inning with 3 strikeouts, overmatching and overpowering this Dr. Krop lineup is Kevin Serrano. Very, very impressive, guys. 5 strikeouts in the first 6 outs of the game.
7 batters, though. So that's if you knock out 5 out of every 7 batters that come up to the plate, it's going to be a very short day for South Miami here.
So we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still no score here at South Miami High School. It is a beautiful day today. A little warm, but a very nice breeze. And we do have cloud cover today, unlike Miami-Dade where on Friday where the sun came out and basically cooked us all medium well that day on Friday.
Nothing like a cold drink from the concession stand, huh, Jay?
Well, the concession stand is open here at South Miami, and they are ready for business, and they have quite a selection at the concession stand. We invite all our patrons to go to the concession stand and get a cold beverage or some snacks
of the soft drink variety.
So Kaya Wright will be coming to the plate for South Miami to start the 2nd inning. Wright last season hit .356 with 15 RBIs in 45 plate appearances. Played most of the season last season for South Miami, a tall left-handed hitter. He's almost as tall as Doug Geffner, guys, and Geffner goes about 6'2", 6'3". That one hit hard and way in the air to right field, going back, and it's over his head. Wright wasn't hustling out of the gate, and now finds himself having to hustle to second base. He was watching that ball, guys. I know Howard Cuervo is not going to like that behavior as he was watching the ball travel to right field.
Now, Jay, he could have had a stand-up triple with that, but
easily.
he kind of Manny Machado'd his way around the bases. 10-year, $300 million man. Can't hustle.
We should all be so
Slow
lucky.
approach, but it was a well hit ball by Kai Wright.
Very, very
Solid
well
contact. The wind picked it up at the end.
Well, guys, let's talk about the wind for a minute because it's already been in play on several hits. The wind is coming in from the southeast today, and that means any balls that are hit to right field, the ball will carry today.
Yeah, he looked like he was under it at the beginning, but then he started to backpedal and couldn't run it down. So great play for Batista. He should have hustled a little bit more, maybe hustled out a triple. I'm sorry,
Kai Wright.
Kai Wright.
This is
balls-
Anthony Garcia now, the catcher.
Any balls hit to left field,
Bunts it.
and that's a nice bunt to the right side. Well played by Krop, but it does get a runner to third with only one out. A very nice bunt by Anthony Garcia, well placed and well timed. So now it'll be Michael Cabo with a chance to drive in the first run of the game. Cabo hit .389 last season in 18 plate appearances, playing part-time for South Miami, now in a full-time role playing right field for South Miami.
And Kai Wright hustled to third on that bunt.
I guarantee you he'll be hustling the rest of the game, Chris. That staring at that ball going into right field is going to be a mistake that he'll definitely hear about from his coaches.
I mean, he had an open bag because the third baseman, Peter Pacheco, was in on the grass for guard against the bunt. So the base was open anyway, but he did hustle.
And speaking of a base being open, they're pitching around the dangerous Michael Cabo here. On deck is Kevin Lopez. Last season in a part-time role, Lopez only hit .143. They may be looking to pitch around Cabo here in favor of setting up the double play.
It's a possibility, Jay.
Outside fastball hit foul down the left side.
Near the parking lot, but not quite.
I'll never get used to that sound, Chris, of the ball hitting a metal bat and hitting it in the wrong place.
Yeah, doesn't make the same sound.
It
Didn't they?
almost sounds like the bat is broken when it hits
Yeah.
that way.
Oh, now 2-1 to Cabo.
And they are staying away from him. You can see the approach that Dr. Krop is using. Even the pitch that he fouled off was an outside fastball.
He got the bat around very fast though on that foul ball.
I would not be surprised if Paul Barrios intentionally pitches around Michael Cabo here.
3-1 count to Cabo.
And they
It
do.
is.
They keep the pattern and pitch up and away, and the old UIBB, the old unintentional intentional walk.
It's Kevin Lopez, the second baseman.
We all know what happens with the number 9 hitters, Jay.
It's amazing that we see the most interesting at-bats come from the number 9 hitters. Unique, unlike any other position of what we see.
Absolutely. Somehow that's what comes through in the games that we do, and the only thing
And
that
they
would be
always seem
crazier
to
is if
be
he
in
had
a
a brace on his shin there, a shin guard.
Throw over to first.
And Justin, it seems like they always come up in pressure situations with runners on, with 2 outs, where they have to come through. And he goes
to
to
bunt.
bunt. So, with 1 out, I don't know if bunting there is the way to go, guys. I know that probably came from the bench, so I would never question a coach, but I don't know if a bunt there is what you want.
It would have to be perfectly placed, and he'd have to be at first really fast.
But
And
you're,
perhaps the manager has a lot of
but
confidence
you're
in
still
him.
not going to score, though.
Now,
No, but you might have men on second and third with 2 outs.
you might be getting the
Wow.
Wow. I don't know if that was a pitch out.
It was a wild thing. Pitch.
That was going to be a safety squeeze. You could see Kaya Wright at third was about a third of the way down, about halfway down, when that pitch went over the catcher's head. Giovanni Rojas almost had to jump for that one. And he is bunting, and he does get it down.
Nice.
Here's the play, and there'll be no play, and there'll be no play at first. Oh boy, what a bunt!
I'm not sure that second-guessing Cuervo ever again is something that we're going to be able to do.
Like I said, I would never second guess Coach
after that
Cuervo.
call, wow.
But Justin, once again, the number 9 hitter has a play that we would never expect, which is a bunt base hit with runners at first and third and 1 out.
Hey, we go to the top of the order. Daniel Munoz flew out to center field back in the first inning.
And with that, the Cobras are on the board.
Yeah, South Miami's taken the lid off the basket here and gotten on top first, leading 1-0. We are in the bottom of the second inning.
Runners on first and second with 1 out.
That one hit hard to left field, going back, it's over his head. And he hits the catch. Wow. Unbelievable. Here's the throw to second base, and he's safe at second. He was just safe. Abdullah Mateo, the umpire, was right on the play.
Jay, as you mentioned earlier with the wind, I mean, what would happen if that hit went out to right field?
I don't know.
As opposed to left. If it went out to left, it kind of kept it up in the air for a
Great
little
point.
bit.
Absolutely. That would have easily been over his head.
But it's almost like these kids are training with like rear view mirrors on their hats because that's the third over-the-shoulder catch we've seen.
I would have never expected him to make that catch. As I got to tell you guys, when that ball was hit, Cameron Miller was nowhere to be seen. The left fielder for Dr. Krop was nowhere in the frame. And out of nowhere, Miller appeared with his glove in the air and somehow stabbed that ball out of the air.
Wow.
Give a big respect there for the play by Cameron Miller. But that ball was absolutely smoked by Daniel Munoz, who's now hit 2 balls hard to the outfield.
A couple of sparkling plays by the Lightning out in the outfield today so far.
2 outs in the inning now. Ball in the dirt, doesn't advance.
That could have easily been second and third, Jay. You know, with a run in. If that had gone over his head. But
absolutely.
Sparkling play. That would have been big trouble.
Could have cleared the bases,
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
The Lightning in good shape now then. Gotta get that fastball down. If it's up around the letters, this guy's gonna hit it.
You know what we saw from Luis Pacheco back in the first inning, and that one almost hit him.
It did.
Did hit him.
It got
And
the
it did
jersey.
hit him. You know, I was going to say Pacheco in the first inning looked a lot more comfortable pitching the contact and, you know, throwing strikes. Now he seems to be laboring, and so much so that if I'm looking into my crystal ball of Paul Barrios's coaching moves, I think he's got to already be thinking about taking him out. Because if South Miami puts up a crooked number here, you don't know how this game will turn.
Here's Yasiel Pena, the third baseman, who had the triple
And
back
boy,
in the
did
first.
he hit the ball hard in his first at-bat.
And now he's got the bases jacked, so let's see what happens here.
A very imposing figure at home plate, and of course, wearing the ankle brace that we all fear.
That's become an iconic thing here on the show.
Certainly has.
Well, it's well-founded in the
Yeah, it's
case
a large
of,
sample size
Yeah.
that we're dealing with.
Well, it's well-founded in Pino's case because he's already hit a triple to left field, which is very hard to do.
So fear the ankle brace, Jay. That seems to be the SFBN kind of thing we're talking about on every broadcast. For those of us who don't really know what that is.
Well, a lot of players have to wear a brace on their left ankle because they'll hit the ball off of it, curveball in the dirt. And you really can't walk him here because obviously it would bring in another run, but at the same time, you can't pitch to him. So what do?
Pitch around him.
He's already proven that you cannot pitch to him in his one at-bat.
No, he belted a triple back, last inning.
That one low.
Oh, and he didn't like the call, but it doesn't matter if he liked the call, because only Doug Geffner's opinion really matters on the call.
The scoreboard now working for balls and strikes, so it is 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs.
Bases loaded for the Cobras.
This is a tough situation for the Lightning.
That low.
They are.
What do you do 3-0, Jay?
Oh, you have to walk them now. You have to, because otherwise it's going to be 2 or 3 or 4 runs that come in.
Steven Medina's on deck. He walked back in the first inning.
Oh, this is big trouble, guys.
You got very patient hitters for the Cobras.
I walked him.
So another run will come in. Another UIBB, unintentional intentional walk.
Bases are still loaded.
So now, bases loaded, it is Kevin Lopez, who had the bunt single, now at third base. Kevin Serrano, the pitcher, who was hit with a pitch, is now at second. And Yasel Pino, who tripled in the first, now has a walk and is at first base. Bases are now loaded for the number 4 hitter, Steven Medina. And guys, it is all going pear-shaped very quickly for Dr. Krop here. This could be huge, huge trouble. Again, there are 2 outs. Let's keep that in mind. There are 2 outs. So one pitch could get him out of the inning, but at the same time, one pitch could put up a crooked number here.
We do have a pinch runner for the pitcher, number 17. Try to get your name.
And that one hits his left center field, and it's going to get down for a hit. 1 run will score. Here comes the second run. 2 runs will score. It's a 2 RBI hit for Steven Medina.
And things starting to unravel for the Lightning here early on in the second inning. Still
Manuel
2 outs.
Tremonti, I believe. Tremonti was the pitch runner that came in there. Number 17.
Well, he scores, and
We just have
Kevin Lopez and Saranti both score.
To be a coach, Paul Barrios for the Lightning. What are you talking about right now?
Well,
Besides the obvious, Jay.
it's like I said before. I knew Barrios had to really be thinking about
there was a pitch runner.
what to
Just came
do.
in. He was on second. He was in
And
first.
now, being at the mound,
Yeah, he
it's
was
almost too
17.
late, Chris. You already have an inning with 4 runs scoring.
Yep, almost batting around here.
And guys, let's remember also, because our audience knows this, but we want to make sure everybody knows that this is only a 7-inning game. This is not a 9-inning game as we're accustomed to broadcasting with AUBL Miami and with Miami-Dade College. So you have less time to get large numbers back. And I got to tell you guys, with the way that Kevin Serrano is pitching right now, that 4-run lead seems like an 8-run lead, because Serrano is absolutely shutting down this Dr. Krop offense. So now it's going to be Brian Mena, who also flied out in the first inning to right field. It was a hard play. The outfielders have been busy. Alexander Batista in right field made a very nice play on Brian Mena back in the first inning. That one left up high, but in the strike zone, just low enough to be called a strike.
Caught that top corner.
It is 4-0 in favor of South Miami Cobras. We're in the second inning, bottom of the second. Ball hit on the ground. This should do it. Here's the play to first. He got him, and that will do it. But South Miami puts up a 4-burger on Dr. Krop, and now in firm control of this game. We go to the top of the third inning. You are watching Dr. Krop versus South Miami on the HSBN Live Network. HSBN would like to thank managers Paul Barrios and Howard Cuervo, along with the Dr. Krop and South Miami families, for participating in this week's Miami Game of the Week. All HSBN Game of the Weeks in South Florida are helping create the product you see each and every day on Miami-Dade High School Baseball.com throughout the season, and we appreciate your support. So this will be the third inning of work for Kevin Serrano. And guys, the stat line for Serrano, very impressive so far. He has 5 strikeouts of the 6 outs that South Miami has created.
And he's sitting on a 4-0 lead as well.
Oh boy, he's got to be on top of the world right now.
On top of the mound, that's for sure. He knows what he has to do. Throw strikes.
Dr. Krop has to be careful here, guys, not to press too hard. Sometimes when you're down several runs, your tendency is to try to hit a 4-run home run with every
nobody
at-bat.
on base. They have to be patient at the plate, Jay. Take some pitches.
Need base runners.
You know, exactly. And the first 2 innings of the game, they got a strikeout to lead off the innings. So not a very good start to the innings so far.
But also, remember, you know, Serrano has had control issues, and they might be able to take advantage of that. Here we see the first pitch is thrown in the dirt.
First look, yeah.
Shalom Marcus, number 12, the center fielder.
I think that Dr. Krop would do well to look at some pitches here and let Serrano prove that he can throw strikes.
It's 2-0 count right now, so very good eyes by Marcus here.
He's been stellar in the field. We'll see what he can do at the plate, as they have just been shut down by Serrano today.
3-0, and just as I said, guys, the control for Serrano is the Achilles heel here, and that's what Krop really has to go after.
Let's go, 3.
Well, when you're pitching with a 4-0 lead, it's different when you're pitching when you're tied or when you're down.
Absolutely,
And
he's got to throw strikes here.
He's got to be aggressive, you know.
He's got to pound that strike zone. If I'm the coach here, I'm telling him just pound that strike zone. Make them put it in play.
Exactly. Right down Broadway on that one. Count 3-1 to Marcus. It's early in the game, but not too early, Jay, when you say there's only 7 innings. So, you know, no time like the present to make something happen here for the Lightning.
There you
Oh, that's the one way to get it started.
Yeah.
Leadoff walks tend to come around to score, ladies and gentlemen. It's 21. Cameron Miller, the left fielder, batting 9th here. Runner on first, nobody out.
That's a great at-bat by Shalom Marcus.
was.
Marcus had to let the game come to him instead of swinging at early pitches in that count and getting on first and getting that base runner, that all-important base runner for Dr. Krop. He's got a huge lead at first base. That is a good pitch in for a strike. As we can hear good pitch from one of the fans here.
Short lead for Marcus at first base.
Low.
Oh, throwback.
Oh, and the throw beat him there.
Let's see if Marcus is a threat to steal.
Brian Mena at first base was ready for that, but unfortunately couldn't see where the runner was, and when he received the ball, turned around and the runner wasn't there. It was a very, very nice throw, though, by Anthony Garcia, and that one hit down the line. It's a fair ball.
Fair-handed.
And the throw to first. Wow.
Fair-handed.
I got to tell you guys, Yasel Pino is not human, because for him to stick out his bare hand on that ball that's spinning like a top, it had to drill right through his hand. What a nice play by Yasel Pino.
One out, a runner on second. Top of the order, Gavin Sklar, the second baseman, struck out, lead off the first.
Krop has to be thinking about getting this run across any way they can.
Put the ball in play. It's easier said than done. You have to be patient at the plate. They have to be productive at bats.
Big
Got it by
swing.
him.
again, we want to thank Christy Singer for her comments on YouTube. And Christy said, thank you for letting me feel like I'm there. And we are glad to do, Christy. We're glad you're watching today. Also, Jeanette Ramos says, it's awesome to be able to watch the boys play. Thanks. And we're glad you're watching too. And this one hits the center field, but right at him. It's an unproductive out, guys. That is the one thing
he's going to run.
Captain need. Here's the throw to third base. He's going to be out at third. What a throw. Anthony Garcia showed tremendous poise and presence of mind and fired a strike to Pino at third. Oh boy.
So that third out went 8-2-5. What a combined effort on a terrible throw to get the out at third base. And I think that was Krop being a little too aggressive there.
Well, you know,
to make every, like you said, they're trying to get a 4-run home run with one person on base.
You're right, Chris, but I got to tell you, I think it's a little deceiving here because there isn't a lot of room behind home plate and around home plate.
Right.
And when you see the ball get away, your immediate response, your knee-jerk reaction is going to say, well, the ball is all the way by the South Miami dugout on the first base side. I'm at second base going to third base. There's no way that Garcia is going to be able to fire that ball and fire a strike exactly where he did to be able to get that out. I think that's an odds play. You know, you're playing the odds.
Yeah,
how about Pacheco
the throw's got to be spot on if you're going to get him, and he got him by a step and a half. So,
well, that's a lot of faith that and trust that Paul Barrios has in Pacheco.
Had they been playing in the Oakland Coliseum, where there's 50 yards of foul territory all around the field, the outcome of that play would be a little different. But it doesn't have the dimensions of the Coliseum.
So it is 4-0 in favor of South Miami, and South Miami now coming to bat, looking to add to that total. And guys, Kaya Wright is coming to bat. He was the one who watched that double go all the way to the wall in right field.
A 2-run double.
If you're Coach Cuervo, what did you say to him back in the dugout?
Do that again and you're on the bench?
Yeah.
You get on base. You hit the ball. You better hustle.
Right.
Or maybe he said, nice
Don't big
hit.
league it till you're in the
How
big
about
leagues.
nice hit? Today's game is different than it was back when we grew up, guys. So maybe Coach Cuervo just said nice hit.
Could be.
We don't know.
Could be. It's Kaya Wright, center field, a double last inning. The aforementioned tall left-hander with power.
And Justin, you made the point that Pacheco came out for this third inning, and it really shows the trust that Paul Barrios has established with him. You got to remember, for those of you watching at home, you got to remember last season Pacheco was the workhorse. He pitched 49 2/3 innings. He was 5-4. He had a 2.54 ERA, which is very impressive. And he had 44 strikeouts against only 22 walks, so a 2-to-1 ratio. So he was definitely someone that Barrios was counting on today. That one hit hard up the middle, and that's going to be a nice play over to first. He's saying it first. Wright got down the line quickly. Boy, did Wright get up the line quickly there, guys.
He actually hustled on that play. That's why he made it.
It makes our point even more broad on the hit to right field.
A beautiful diving stop by the second baseman, Gavin Sklar. Couldn't come up with the play. He beat him by a half a step. The ball, great running by Kaya Wright.
And also, guys, being left-handed helps with that extra step out of the box.
Shades of Ichiro right there.
And he has long strides, too. He's got very long legs, does Kaya Wright. So now Wright at first, looking to maybe swipe second here and put some pressure on Dr. Krop. Anthony Garcia had a great sacrifice back in the second. Will he be sacrificing again? Or are they going to let him hit? Oh, a curveball in for a strike. Sharp break on that curveball by Pacheco.
South Miami bench now getting into it.
Organized clapping.
Yeah, he's coming, guys.
The Duke.
And for strike. Garcia now at the count 0-2. 0-2.
Runner goes. This is a hard throw.
Got a stumble.
He
And
stumbled,
it
but
goes
he
into
made it.
center field again.
Kyle Wright steals second.
You really can't blame Giovanni Rojas there, guys, the catcher for Dr. Krop, because the ball was in the dirt. Really hard to pick a ball out of the dirt and fire a strike to second base.
Kyle Wright stumbled along the base path, but he did make it.
Count 1-2 to Garcia.
That one also in the dirt. So Pacheco all of a sudden having a hard time finding the strike zone.
A full count now.
Now, Chris, it makes you wonder with this full count if they're going to give in to him, because with first base open, sometimes a manager may take his chances and let him walk.
You're in a 4-0 hole with a runner in scoring position. I know what, these guys are hitting the ball up and down the lineup. They're making contact, so. Check that count 2-2.
Another one in the dirt. So we apologize. We had said it was a full count. It's actually 2-2. Now it is a full count with no outs. And you know what? Another thing here, Justin, is it might put Wright in motion. You may see hit. You may see a hit and run here.
It should put Wright in motion, I think. At this point, time's called by Garcia.
Garcia, a very smart hitter, and we saw with that sacrifice.
Beautiful sack
back
bunt.
in the second inning.
Beautiful sack bunt last inning.
Great technique, and he put the ball right where he had to on the right side to get the runner over. And it really started the whole process of that inning for South Miami. It led to those 4 runs. Runner does go, and this one hit a ton to left field, going back, and the wind holds it up.
They'll hold Kaya Wright at second.
Cameron Miller makes the catch in left field, but guys, I got to tell you, he laid into that one pretty good.
Sounded good off the bat, Jay, but as we were talking about earlier,
It's
the
that
wind out in
wind.
left field, keeping
boy.
everything in the park today.
You got to really feel for Anthony Garcia there, because he really got a hold of that one.
Here's Michael Cabo, who walked back in the second inning.
A little housekeeping at second base by Wright and umpire Abdullah Mateo. Looks like the base has come undone, and now we'll have a break in the action.
Yes, it has.
Makes me think of that classic hit from Weezer, Come Undone, the Undone Sweater song.
And they'll come out with the tool that they use to dig with the base and try to get that base back in. Home plate umpire Doug Geffner watching as they now start getting the base back in. Doug Geffner, guys, was part of quite a game last night as the Dade Diamondbacks lost 12-10 to the Coral Gables A's, and we have a very special guest here, Orlando El Duque Hernandez. Duque, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Well, my English is not very good, but
And we'll adjust, and nosotros hablamos español también. And we have El Duque in the booth with us, and now the game continues as Michael Cabo comes to the plate. El Duque, ¿dónde vives ahora? Where are you living right now?
I live in Miami.
And where in Miami are you living?
The Killian Green, Kendall.
Wonderful area. And how about your brother? Is your brother living down here too,
my
Levon?
brother, yes, my brother lives in Miami too.
And how are you enjoying retirement? Are you enjoying after baseball?
Yeah. But you know, I'm retired, but you never retired. You know, when you're working in baseball, I back. I stopped to work with the Yankees, and I worked for the Yankees in the last 6 years.
¿Y qué
I
está
stopped out.
haciendo?
Right now I working with ESPN Deportes Radio en español, radio and TV.
Wonderful.
I'm very happy with my family. I'm happy with it. I enjoy when I watch the young kids, the young guys, and the flurry. I'm very happy. I enjoy my time.
¿Y cuál trabajo con los Yankees en los años pasados?
Yes, special. ¿Cómo se dice? En desarrollo de los pitchers en las ligas menores.
And we're taking selfies here in the booth with El Duque. You can't blame us, right? So, El Duque, what brings you here? ¿Por qué está aquí para el primero pitch para este game? What was it that brought you here for the first pitch today?
The coach Howard
Let's crack
invited
second
me
base.
to play invited me to play to pitch to throw the first pitch today. Him is my friend, you know.
¿Y cuántos años conoce Cuervo?
Howard.
How many years?
Oh, a lot. I think it for maybe 15, 20 years. 15, 20 years.
Okay,
I don't
so-
remember exactly about for a lot of years.
¿Y en cuál año usted viene a los Estados Unidos?
97.
Okay.
Exactly 98.
So,
Exactly 98.
so it's been 21 years, 21 años en
Yes.
los Estados Unidos para usted.
Yes, it's very difficult. But you know, it's easy staying in the USA, but when you come a little late or it's difficult to speak the language perfectly. English, I love how it's difficult.
Oh, he's called out at first, but looked like his foot was off the bag. They'll give him the out.
It's close. It's close. Played in the first base, but you know, the blue core out. It's out.
Well, sometimes you get help, you know. Have you been back to Cuba? Have you?
No, I never back to Cuba.
You have no plans to go back?
No. I'm good in the USA. I'm safe. You know. I think I love Cuban. I Cuban 100%. But it's not necessary to me right now back to Cuban because I have everything in the USA. I have my family. I have friends.
And fans, don't forget fans.
Fans, no,
A lot of them here today.
The most important is soy una persona libre.
Right. Well,
Free.
you know, being free is most important. And folks, I got to tell you, because you know, obviously, folks, you don't get to see what we're seeing here around us, and everybody is just so happy to see El Duque here, and we want to thank El Duque for coming into the booth and spending some time with us. Very generous with your time. Thank you, Orlando.
Thank you, man. Thank
you so much.
Thank you. It's an honor to me, man.
It's a big,
Thank
big
you.
pleasure for us. You're welcome to stay with us all game. We would love to have you. If you want to stay with us, you can stay in the booth as long as you want. You can take my microphone if you want. You can have it.
Thank you, Bob. I retire right now because my son have a game tonight. My son played for the Florida Christian. He have a game tonight. I follow him too.
Okay, so you also follow HSBN for your son. You look on the website to see what your son does on HSBN. So, folks, there you have it. If El Duque can use HSBN, I'm sure the rest of you can too.
Thank you. Hey, thank you.
El Duque Hernandez, an absolute pleasure for us, a thrill for us here in the booth.
Big thrill, Jay. Big thrill. Not to that point. I'm not a fan.
Big sweeping curveball in for a strike, and we get back to baseball. Guys, I'm floating on a cloud over here. I mean,
I don't know, man. That was so awesome.
Did we just talk to El Duque?
We did,
man.
I'm pretty sure we
Nice
did.
conversation with El Duque.
We did that. That was amazing, and that's one of the many surprises that have been happening since I've been broadcasting with you, Jay. That's the third former Yankee that I've happened to run into.
Great guy.
I don't know how I channeled my inner Spanish for that. I must have just been on the spot.
Well, Coach Cuervo had told us it was a possibility that we were going to see him today, and he was 100% right. That was outstanding.
And not just the fact that he was here, he was just such a gracious individual, you know, just an absolute pleasure to talk to.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
That went in for a strike.
So this is Adam Singer now.
Adam
Singer was
Singer,
hit by a pitch.
and then stole a base. We got another base.
Stole a
Well,
base,
we know
returned
Adam's
an
mom is
error.
watching as she has been checking in with us.
He's been the closest base runner for Krop to coming around, but he did strike out there. And
So-
Serrano's just mowing him down, Jay.
Well, 3 out of the first 4 innings have gotten the leadoff strikeout. Last inning there was a walk, so it was a one anomaly for Kevin Serrano, who was pitching very, very well today.
Peter Pacheco, the third baseman at the plate.
You know, guys, one thing we never said last inning that Singer's mother, Christy, has mentioned on our YouTube feed, and that one fouled out of play. And we should have been on this, guys, and I want to thank Christy Singer for bringing this up. You never make the third out at third base.
Yep, we learned that in Little League.
So,
The first or third out, for that matter.
Christy Singer, thank you for that.
Christy's on it. I think she's going to be watching all the broadcasts, Jay.
I think, and also she's got to have the fastest fingers because the messages are coming in from her fast and furious here. And we thank you very much for your input, Christy. We really appreciate it. In for strike 3.
Wow.
He struck him out.
Number 7, Jay.
Back-to-back strikeouts to lead off the 4th. Serrano in complete control here.
That's an understatement, Chris. I mean, he's I don't think he's broken a sweat yet.
No.
I think we've all broken a sweat. It's hot out here.
While you're in the sun first, Justin, I
I
can
am
see the
indeed.
glare coming in.
I am indeed.
Giovanni Rojas, the catcher.
And that's the one thing, folks, for those of you who have never seen our broadcast live,
Right.
is we are outside and we
Yeah.
are in the elements. It is not
Yes,
like
we are.
your typical major league broadcast. And that one hit in the hole, and that is a base hit. So Giovanni Rojas, the catcher, number 4 hitter, gets a good piece of that one and gets a 2-out single.
Going by my scorecard here, Jay, that was the first clean hit for the Lightning.
Correct.
At the top of the
Absolutely.
4th.
It was the first hit, number 1,
Yeah.
and it's the first clean contact they've had because the other fielder's choice that they had was a little nubber to third base,
Yeah.
and then of course Cameron Miller had that one little cue shot that was fielded with bare hand by Pino, and that's really been it.
And we have a walk in the bottom in the 3rd inning.
And a little
check
fly
there.
ball
So
to center field.
That's
So
about it. Not much to show for the Lightning thus far.
we have
a bat
a little
check
bit of controversy
something.
with the bat.
Uh-oh.
Doug Geffner's going to
Sammy Sosa here?
check with Paul Barrios.
Nobody could very well be watching.
I don't think you can cork an aluminum bat, and I don't know that you'd want to.
He would try.
What do you fill it with, cement?
Poor Sammy.
Equipment manager Sammy Sosa has been ejected.
So here's a rare opportunity to pitch from the stretch for Serrano. That one misses low for a ball. The Dr. Krop dugout starting to get a little loud again, which is good for them to get back into the game here.
Sebastian Torres, the DH, struck out in the 2nd. Krop trying to make some noise here. Down 4-0 here in the top of the 4th. No time like the present, Jay. This game is almost officially half over.
Well, if it happens if it happens too far in the future, this game's going to be over, Chris. Yeah. I mean, the way Serrano is dealing right now.
Their time may not come until Serrano's out of the game.
And we don't know that will happen either. There's no guarantee.
Correct.
You know, we know his arm is fresh.
Yeah.
if we know anything, because
might be getting stronger as it goes.
Well, we know he didn't pitch last week. that we know. Little nubber over Serrano's head, over to first. They get the out, and that will do it.
Second baseman was on it.
A weak ground ball.
Great play.
That will do it. They strand a one-out single, does Dr. Krop, and Serrano puts up another 0. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. South Miami leading Dr. Krop 4-0. It has been fairly well a whitewash so far by South Miami, as
well, it's been the Kevin Serrano show, effectively.
As offensively and pitching for South Miami have been absolutely spectacular today. HSBN would like to once again announce that today's game is being broadcast live on our new YouTube channel, HSBN Live. The game will also be available for replay once the game concludes this afternoon and will be immediately uploaded. Go to HSBN Live on YouTube to catch all the action.
I'm working on the water, but definitely take one. Wait around.
And guys, impressively, Pacheco is back on the mound again. It was just that 4 spot that was put up. And other than that, it's been zeros. Water or Gatorade?
Oh, water, definitely. But yeah, in a little bit. So I'm still working on this. I'll take one for the road, for sure. Leave it in there, let it get cold.
No,
let it stay cold. No.
You want another water shot?
For the ride, later. Let it stand.
That was Howard's first year.
All right, so we're back at the top of the order with Daniel Munoz.
Guys, this is his 3rd at-bat of the game. Hits it to short, fires it over to first. A nice-looking play over there.
And that's good for the Lightning, Jay, to get the leadoff out.
Isaac Castro at short looked really smooth on that one.
You know, the inning of destruction that was, the 2nd inning, the leadoff double, got everything started. And they just piled on from there.
And here's Serrano, who's just been devastating pitching and has been hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning.
Well, his jersey was hit by a pitch.
Curveball. Did he go? Yes, he did. As a matter of fact, he got the called strike. Didn't even need to look at the swing. And of course, Serrano, who's dealing right now, doesn't even care. Let him throw strikes, Serrano says. Outside.
Not fighting. Again outside.
Opening day here at South Miami High School, our first ever HSBN live Game of the Week broadcast. Serrano hits that out of play. Dr. Krop had revenge on their mind coming into today as they fell to South Miami last season 8-3 at Dr. Krop. And so far it has been all South Miami, as Dr. Krop has had a hard time even getting base runners today, and South Miami put up 4 big runs in the second inning and have had base runners every inning. So there haven't been any clean innings. Serrano hits the ball hard, but right at the second baseman, and the second baseman bobbles it, and he's safe at first. Gavin Sklar had a hard time getting a hold of that one. It was like that slippery bar of soap in the shower, and he just couldn't quite get a hold of it.
Right through the wickets. Give me an E4 on
Here's
that,
the
Jay, or
last
is that
guy
a
they
clean
want to
hit?
see, Jay. This is the last guy that Dr. Krop wants to see.
Yeah, you not only fear the ankle brace, you got to fear the fact that he'll field balls with his bare hand.
Right.
This is definitely not the man you want to see at the plate if you're Dr. Krop. No.
Wait on that, baby.
He's got
on
it.
it.
I got another E4.
Yeah,
Wait on it.
that one goes foul.
Big
Foul
miss.
tipped.
Can you ask South Miami where? You probably want to know that anyway. Yeah.
That's how they be, boy.
Curveball left up high. You know, if I'm a coach for Dr. Krop, I can't let Pino hurt me. I just can't. I'd rather
Let him out first.
I'd rather walk him
Yeah,
every
absolutely.
single time he's up. Curveball popped
Popped
up
up.
and out of play. And folks, we get some intel for you on Pino and find out where he's committed to. And I am shocked to tell it. I think I've got a player for you. Popped up, out of play. So Coach Damari and Coach Melendez, hope you're tuning in and hope you're watching this impressive performance from Yasel Pino. Another curveball left up high. I got to tell you, I'm surprised he didn't swing at that, guys, because that was right in his eyes.
That was
He
in his
probably would have hit it
wheelhouse, too.
450 feet.
Yeah.
Let's go with one.
So the count 2-2 now, or 3-2, says Doug Geffner. Go to first, almost gets away.
We always go with the blue on the count rather than the scoreboard, right, Jay? I think
Absolutely. Well, the thing about that throw being high to first base, they know they have a wall right there. So even if it gets away, you're probably not gonna
Runner goes.
pound it into the ground. It's gonna be a foul ball, just foul.
Took an odd hop when it landed. Must have had some top spin on it.
This at bat has taken about 6 minutes already.
14 pitches so far. Just about.
Hyperbole, but also, we probably are at about like 8 or 9 pitches already in this at bat, as he has fouled off at least 4 pitches already. This is an important pitch in this game. Oh, way up high. And it was 2-2, so the count now is 3-2. So we misheard Doug Geffner when we heard 3-2. The count now full. And guys, I would not be at all surprised if the runner's going here. You have the hitter at the plate. If ever you were going to do a hit and run with a 3-2 count, this is it. There he goes. In for strike 3. He struck him
Safe.
out.
Wow.
Oh, stolen base for Serrano.
Unbelievable.
Stolen base for Serrano. And you were right, Jay. The hit and run was on. They got the run part, but the hit part didn't come in. So.
Pino looked back at Doug Geffner. I'm not sure what he had to say to him, but
I think he said, "Are you sure?"
I think Doug is sure.
we know Doug well enough. He was sure.
Right, but I think that's what he was asking him. I mean, he was stunned by that pitch.
That curveball,
He thought he was taking first.
there was some late break on that curveball.
Beautiful pitch.
Pacheco, 10 years from now, will be able to say he struck out Pino when Pino's making $300 million playing for the Yankees.
From your mouth to God's ears, Jay. There's Steven Medina. He's reached first base twice, once on a walk and once on a single.
Outside for ball one. And that's the other great thing about watching these games on HSBN Live is you get to see the stars of tomorrow today.
And Jay, we have a pinch runner, number 17.
Snap throw to second base. He's gonna be safe at second.
So again,
The man
he's coming
safe
in
at
for
second, number 17, Emmanuel Tremonti. Pinch running
second time coming in
for
for
Kevin Serrano.
Serrano.
And almost got tagged out there. But the dive got him right back in.
Well, Giovanni Rojas made a great throw to second base. He barely got in there.
Snap throw. Beautiful.
Big
That was
curveball.
down.
Pacheco laboring out there.
Medina, who had a hit back in the second, that magic second inning for the Cobras.
Can you find out how many pitches he's thrown? Oh, yeah, how many?
You're welcome to any of our games, by the way.
This guy's on it, man. He brought out Duque over here. He's definitely going to stay.
That one in the dirt.
No one's moving. No one's moving.
66. So we're being told by our spotter that already Pacheco has thrown 66 pitches. Now, I know that they keep pitch counts in high school baseball. And Serrano at 58 right now, but I know that they keep pitch counts and they limit the amount of innings you can pitch per week. So we should keep our eye on that, guys, because there's going to come a point where they're going to have to pull Pacheco just for pitch count reasons.
Right.
Because they're going to want him back. You know, if they keep him in there too long, then Pacheco can't pitch again for a while.
Correct. 70 is close. Yeah.
In the dirt, and he's laboring too. He's just not looking as sharp as we saw early in the game, and that's a bad sign when your mechanics start to fail you.
Here's Brian Mania, the center fielder, who's 0 for 2.
I'm sure if I see it, that Coach Paul Barrios sees it. And he's looking into the bench at Barrios right now.
Oh, pinch hitter.
This is a pinch hitter.
We have
Okay.
a pinch hitter in the game.
Richard Gammon is coming in for Brian Mania.
Gammon did not get any action last season.
So Brian Mania, the center fielder, has been lifted for a pinch hitter. Number 1, Richard Gammon.
You know, I wonder why they did that. It's not like Mena struck out twice. You know, he made good contact, hit the ball to right field, and hit the ball to short in his 2 at-bats.
Sure.
Unless he's hurt.
Could be. Always a possibility. We'll send our field reporter now to find out.
You know, I got to tell you, Chris, this is a joy having a field reporter. I mean, me and you, we've done, you know, Chris, you and I have done 50-plus games together. Justin, you and I have done 50-plus games together. We've never had a spotter.
No.
No, we have not.
This is an absolute pleasure.
Maybe we'll have him run down to that magic concession stand here in South.
Let's some other things we can have him do. I mean, you know, if he's...
Is there a bar around here?
Oh. In for strike 3. He struck him out. That will do it. No runs across. 2 runners were stranded. Redo it.
Refresh it.
Because mine's good.
So at the end of 4 innings of play, South Miami Cobras up 4-0.
And we have a new pitcher.
We knew that was coming, Jay. Same pitcher for the Cobras.
Oh, we do have the same pitcher. My apologies.
They had a pinch hitter, but he's playing first.
He is playing first. Okay.
Not hurt, nothing. He's playing. But they just. What? How the guy did get him?
He struck out.
How many pitches? Did he count the pitches?
I didn't. Let's say 5.
Yeah.
So Brian Mena stays in the game at first base.
Swinging or looking? Yeah, it's right now.
Looking.
Salmon stays in the game to catch? No, that's Garcia.
Oh! What was it?
Dr. Krop running out of outs here, guys. We are going to the top of the 5th inning. There's a fastball in for a strike. Serrano on cruise control here as we start the top of the 5th inning.
Serrano's been on cruise control since the top of the 1st, I must say, Jay. He's been pitching an outstanding game.
Well, Chris, he's only given up a couple base runners. Nice play at short. Over to first, and he got him.
And he's got stellar defense all around the field to help him out.
Castro goes down 6-3, and that'll bring up Alexander Batista, who struck out in the 2nd. Tell me if you've heard that before. Batista last season only had 3 at-bats, so a much larger role for Batista this season.
4 out of the 5 innings here.
And that one in for a strike.
The Lightning have failed to reach first with the leadoff batter. And that's good news for Serrano.
Well, Serrano faced 4 batters in the 1st. That'll be an easy play. Over to first, he got him. 2 quick outs here. In the 1st inning, other than the hit batter, Serrano retired Dr. Krop in order. So 4 batters in the 1st inning. Struck out the side in the 2nd inning, 3 batters. Retired Dr. Krop 1-2-3 on that throw to third base, so he faced the minimum once again in the 3rd inning. Faced only 4 batters on a 2-out hit in the 4th inning, and now has gotten the first 2 outs of the 5th inning. It has been a masterful performance. Swings through that one, does Shalom Marcus. Marcus, one of the few base runners of the day, walked.
The only walk given
3rd.
up by Serrano.
Oh, look at that curveball. Just the bottom just dropped right out of it. That is a wipeout curveball.
Got some bleacher creatures out in center field, Jay.
See them. 7 strikeouts already for Serrano. Look at that fastball right off the black. Perfect pitch with 2 strikes. No chance of Marcus hitting it, and you may have half a chance of getting Doug Geffner to bite on it and call it for strike 3. Might throw it again. Look at that curveball. Another wipeout curveball. He got him, and that will do it. 8th strikeout of the game for Serrano. A quick 5th inning, a 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Only 6 outs left for Dr. Krop. Excuse me, bottom of the 5th. Only 6 outs left for Dr. Krop.
Got a new pitcher for the Lightning, Jay.
Remember, folks,
number 9.
for the fans, all scores, standings, and schedules and stats and latest news can be found each day on Miami-Dade High School Baseball.com, your source for all Miami baseball information every day throughout the year. Again, that is Miami-Dade High School Baseball.com.
Ethan Sklar coming into the game now for the Lightning.
We'll get you the line on Luis Pacheco shortly, boys and girls.
We do have a new pitcher, and we'll find out who it is momentarily.
We got it, Ethan Sklar.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You have it there?
We got it.
My apologies, Ethan Sklar on the mound. Ethan Sklar last season only pitched 2 innings last season, had 2 Ks versus 1 walk last season.
Yeah.
Is it lagging?
I turned it off, my phone. So here's Kyle Wright, Jay. If it's not Pino, I think this is the next guy in line that they don't want to see.
Well, you're right, Justin, as Kaya Wright hit a massive double in the 2nd inning and an infield single in the 3rd as he legged that one out. That's a pitch that's been called a strike all game, and Doug Geffner has been consistent with his strike zone. That's the same pitch that Pino struck out on.
We got the line on Luis Pacheco for the Lightning. 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 5 hits, 2 Ks, 4 walks, 1 hit batsman.
Hit hard on the ground again. Up and over to first, and he got him. He knew. I'll tell you guys, you could tell by the setup there that Gavin Sklar, the brother of Ethan Sklar, knew that he had to get that ball out of his glove and over to first quickly there.
And we have a pinch hitter for Anthony Garcia. Number 20, Daniel Lears.
Oh, no, it's a different name.
Sorry?
The name on the back of the name.
Castellanos.
Oh, sorry.
Castellanos.
Check that, boys and girls. Salvador. Number 20, Salvador Castellanos. Coach Cuervo's probably going to get his bench into the game now.
Let's go, man.
Castellanos last season did get into a couple games.
That one back.
Pitch fouled away out to the right side.
Hit 111 last season and 9 at-bats, had 1 hit.
Anthony Garcia reached on a fielder's choice and he flew out.
Hit on the ground foul.
That's all right. I see.
Well, look at the quick footwork from Coach Barrios over there.
And they should put him in the field.
As soon as you get in the box,
You can see the shuffle of the feet. He had the footwork there.
Got the curly shuffle,
Put
the
him
Super
in.
Bowl shuffle.
It might have been both of them.
Oh! Castellanos comes in and gets hit on the arm.
So Michael Cabo now will come to bat. He's 0 for 1 with a walk today. He did score in that 2nd inning, that 4-run 2nd inning.
The Castellanos on first after getting hit by a pitch.
Hey, just get ready. Quick draw. That's quick.
And the Cobras are in business again.
That one almost hit him.
Or with some control issues so far.
Time's called by Cabo, I think. Doug gonna give it to him?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Give him time to reset.
And I want to thank Randy Rodriguez for telling us that Ethan Sklar, the pitcher, was accepted to UMass and will work out with the team soon. Division III school, so no official commitment is required.
The Minutemen.
So thank you. Thank you for that, Randy Rodriguez. Just missed.
3-0 to Cabo. Cabo, a very patient hitter. Making Sklar work here in the bottom of the 5th. Walked him. So a walk and a hit batsman. You got 2 on and 1 out. Once again, Cobra's looking to do some damage. Time is called. And we have another pinch hitter.
8 coming in here.
We are told by Christy Singer that Ethan and Gavin
Rene
are
Ponce.
in fact twins.
So Rene Ponce steps in for Kevin Lopez.
We're also told in our YouTube stream that Gavin Sklar is playing with an injured thumb today.
But Kevin Lopez was 1 for 2 on the day with a single back in the 2nd inning.
We want to thank Randy Rodriguez for that injury report. You know, it's interesting that he would have an injured thumb when they haven't played any games. It makes you wonder, was that like a hammer and nail accident? You know, what is the injured thumb from?
Xbox.
Training injury? Who knows?
Oh, it's an Xbox injury. That's exactly it, Chris. I'm sure that's it. As a former video game store owner, I know that's it.
We called it Nintendo thumb in my day.
I still have it. I haven't touched a video game in 10 years, and I still have it.
And something you get stuck with the rest of your life, Jay.
That ball hit hard in the hole. Backhanded over to second. Got him. Over to first. Gets away. Here comes another run. This will be the 5th run of the game. South Miami now leads 5-0. Lopez grounds into the fielder's choice, but the throw from second to first was a little high. Gavin Sklar with that injured thumb.
The fielder's choice goes 6-4, and an errant throw scored the run. It's 5-0 now for the Cobras. Cobras pouring it on here in the 5th inning. 2 outs and a runner at first. Top of the order, Daniel Munoz, who's 0 for 3 on the day.
Well, the injured thumb came into play there. We want to, again, thank Randy Rodriguez for letting us know that injured thumb, I'm sure, had something to do with that throw going high.
Could be. I'm not sure even an accurate throw would have got him because he was running up.
But the
charging
run
up
wouldn't have
baseline.
scored.
True,
Correct.
very true.
That one hit hard, but foul.
Off the school.
Guys, underneath baseball.
We're also being told by Christy Singer that Lewis and Peter Pacheco are twins as well. So we have 2 sets of twins on the field today, guys. That's a rarity
Call that double trouble.
for the same team. The Sklar twins and the Pacheco twins.
See if somebody can fact check if that's ever happened before. We might have a first here at South Miami High.
Well, that one gets away and gives our camera a little shake.
So Lopez makes his way to second.
Folks, we are in the bottom of the 5th inning here on HSBN Live, Game of the Week. Our first of the season.
Oh, that's right, Ponce.
That one's nubbed in the left field. This is going to get down for a hit. Rounding third and staying at third was Kevin Lopez.
I know, Rene Ponce pinch hit.
Ponce now over to third.
Oh, that was not Kevin Lopez. Okay.
Rene Ponce, number 8.
My apologies to the Ponce family. That was Rene Ponce that had reached on the fielder's choice and is now at third base.
As Daniel Munoz makes it to first.
2 on and 2 out. Here's the pitcher, Kevin Serrano.
And already 1 run in the inning.
This is the Kevin Serrano show.
Well, the sun is setting here at South Miami, and unfortunately for Dr. Krop, so is the game.
Runner goes.
And that ball hit into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Around second and on his way to third is Daniel Munoz. Solid contact from the star of the game, Kevin Serrano. An RBI hit. And guys, you can hear the ominous music and the thunderous footsteps coming to the plate in the form of Yasel Pino. And let me tell you, folks, he is not a happy man after being called out on strikes last at bat, and he will take it out on this baseball.
Oh my God.
Ball gets away, stays in front. Runners do not advance. Once again, I will reiterate, I would walk him. And that one hit hard, going back, and it is off the wall. 1 run will score, rounding third, and on his way home, here's the play at the plate. There will be no play. It is a 2 RBI double. Munoz and Serrano round the bases, and Pino glides into second base with a 2 RBI double. That is 4 runs once again in the inning.
See it come off the bat, see?
It is now 8-0 South Miami in an absolute whitewash.
And the Lightning have been thunderstruck by the Cobras here today.
Justin, how many times have we said if you have to score more runs than you have outs left, you're in trouble?
Yes, many times, Jay. And it's
That
not
seems
looking
to
good.
be the case
Right
here for
now,
the Lightning.
Dr. Krop has 6 outs remaining, and they'll need 8 runs.
Dr. Krop better call Dr. Love. You know, it's they're down by a touchdown.
The scoreboard has them at 7-0. I have in my book 8-0.
As do I.
As do I as
So
well.
the scoreboard may be wrong. We have 4 scorebooks in our broadcast center. And all 4 scorebooks in our center all say 8-0. So maybe the scorekeeper is 1 run behind.
I got you.
So here's Medina, who walked twice and has a single on the day.
It has been all South Miami today. And that one hits center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Rounding third, and on his way home is Pino, and look at him fly around third. Another RBI hit. Second hit of the day for Medina.
2 walks, 2 hits, and 3 RBIs from Medina. What a scorecard. We got 9.
That's 9.
Doug Geffner wanting to get confirmation that it is, in fact, 9-0.
Tell the scorekeeper to stop texting.
And now the scoreboard has been
got it, we
corrected.
got
Doug Geffner right on top of it. We love Doug.
So this should be Gamon again. This should be Richard Gamon.
That one left up high. Of course, you guys know Doug Geffner
not.
is one of our favorite umpires. As
So it's
we
Brian
have,
Mania
we have known
who's
Doug a
brought back
very
in.
long time.
Brian Mania back in the game, Justin. You're right. Maybe he just wants to, Coach Cuervo wants to get everybody in on the hit parade.
Could be.
That one in the dirt, and he will get second base out of it. Another factoid from Randy Rodriguez. Head coach for South Miami, Howard Cuervo, was part of their last state championship team in 2000. Played for Florida Memorial. So we want to again thank Randy Rodriguez for his continued input. Very valuable input from Randy Rodriguez.
Appreciate all the fact checkers out there on the chat, folks. Thank you very much.
That one in for a strike.
A rare strike from the Lightning pitching staff.
Cold strike.
That one's
That
popped
one
up.
popped up.
Can of corn for the infield.
This is not going to be easy. And he does make the catch. That will do it.
Almost had a communication
But
breakdown right
South
there.
Miami bats around again. And it's Brian Mena, Richard Gorman.
No, it's Mena.
Oh, excuse
Mena
me.
was
Mena
back in.
did come back into the lineup.
Yes, he did.
So Brian Mena makes the final out just as he did in the 4-run inning back in the second. And there were 5 runs scored. It is now 9-0 in favor of South Miami, and Dr. Krop now in serious trouble. They are on the ropes and getting hit with lefts and rights.
Have a mercy rule in high school? New pitcher.
I don't think. Well, there might be. Yeah, I think there is.
No, they do, but I don't think it's 8. It would be above that.
New pitcher number 10, Michael Cabo. Cabo moves from right field to the mound.
And a new catcher as well.
We'll get you the line on Kevin Serrano
Castellanos.
shortly. It is a beauty, folks.
Castellanos now behind the plate.
And Castellanos is catching. Right.
Krop definitely has a high mountain to climb, being down 9 runs and having to do it with 6 outs.
A very impressive line for Kevin Serrano. 5 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and 1 little old hit given up back in the 4th inning. Now, unless I read it wrong, that is a monster. That is a monster line, Jay and Justin. Let me tell you. Well done for Serrano.
We want to ask the folks using our chat line not to argue, please, and try to keep it clean.
And at the plate, Serrano had a single. He reached on an error, and he was hit by a pitch. And he stole a base. So outstanding day. And he has an RBI. Outstanding day for Serrano. Player of the game so far.
Cameron Miller with only his 2nd at-bat of the game, just to give you an idea of how well Serrano pitched today.
Very, very good.
Big curveball, and that one comes in for a strike. Wow, almost an eephus pitch there.
Miller's only contribution so far today, because he's getting up for the 2nd time, where there's 2 spectacular catches out there in left field.
And they were spectacular, Justin. We don't want to look at just the hitting.
Right. Swung through that.
Nice play there by Castellanos, completing the strikeout.
Yeah, they may not be on the board, but they've certainly made some nice plays in the outfield.
Yeah, you know, they kept him in it early, for sure.
There's Gavin Sklar.
21.
Sklar struck out in the 1st and flew out to left field in the 3rd. Now his 2nd at bat.
There's that curveball, that one low for a ball.
All I saw was big glasses right now, bro.
Fastball, waved at that one. Big crowd on hand today here at South Miami. Standing room only.
Capacity crowd on hand for this, otherwise known as a barn.
That one hit hard to center field. That's going to be a base hit. Nice bit of hitting there by Gavin Sklar. And guys, one of the reasons there's standing room only is because our tent is taking up most of the bleachers behind home plate. We want to apologize to the fans here at South Miami for taking up so much room.
So we needed the shade, Jay, because we knew the sun was going to be out on us. And like you said, we were all burned to a crisp.
Good now.
Friday afternoon.
Well, HSBN President Anthony Ottariello was burnt to a crisp this weekend as we had our media days at that one.
Shot
hits
second.
a second
Could
base.
be two.
Over to second for one. Back to first. And he's safe at first. He's going to try and go to second. And he's going to be safe at second. It'll go 6-4. There are now 2 outs.
Number 7, Peter Pacheco, the third baseman, 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice and a strikeout.
The other half of the twin brothers of the Pachecos. There's that curveball. He just missed almost the same spot that he threw it in before. That is about 3 miles an hour away from being an ephus pitch, guys. That is barely reaching home plate.
Oh yeah, he's thrown several of those pitches, but it's
Look
working
at that
for
one.
him.
Whoa.
Great curve by Cabo there.
Good movement on those pitches.
Ah, it dropped right in.
And again, this 2 strikes. Scoreboard had him at 2 strikes before that pitch. But it's 2 strikes now officially, according to Doug Geffner.
Just missed.
2-2 the count with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Lightning waiting till the 11th hour. Come back with 9 runs.
That one in the dirt gets away. He will get to third. No throw. Runner advances to third, but fairly inconsequential at this point. Not only a 9-run deficit, but there are 2 outs. So that
is it their first time at third today?
No, Singer was there in the first.
Okay, so they did get somebody all the way.
No, he did not make it to. He was thrown out at third. You are correct, Chris. As Singer tried for third and was gunned down by Garcia, the catcher.
Oh, he
Ball
walked
4.
him.
So it'll be Giovanni Rojas, who had the only hit this game for Dr. Krop against Kevin Serrano.
Well, the rest of the team would like to know his secret, Jay.
And it was a solid hit through the left side of the infield, so he was actually able to get around on him as well. Rojas 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the first, singled in the fourth. Curveball left low.
Big time coming
Pitch outside.
A lot of action on our text line on YouTube Live.
Here's the 2-0 pitch.
We're glad everybody's connecting and connected.
Pitch outside, 3-0.
Again, this is our first ever HSBN Live Game of the Week. We are at South Miami High School for Dr. Krop versus South Miami, and it has been all South Miami. Another walk.
Back-to-back walks. If you're Michael Cabo, I mean, I know you have a 9-run lead, Jay, but now your bases are loaded, top of the 6th, and, you know, you put the ball in play.
It's the one thing you tell your pitcher with a 9-run lead. There's only one thing. I'm sorry, there's 3 things you tell a pitcher with a 9-run lead. Throw strikes, throw strikes, throw strikes.
I knew it was going to be one of the 3.
And just a quick correction from earlier. Singer did make it to third base in the first, and he was thrown out at home. Remember, they went from third with 1 out to man on first with 2 outs.
Was that
that was the first
bunt
inning.
Play or the
Correct. That was the first inning.
Swing and play to the third base side.
Correct.
Singer's seen third base.
You're right.
Twice,
It was
and
Marcus
the only player for
that was
Dr.
thrown out at
Krop
third.
to see third base so far today.
Right. And Marcus was thrown out at third.
Correct.
That was the play that Garcia.
Cabo just found the strike zone, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's critical
Torrey.
right now. He has to throw
in a great
strikes.
position.
The bases are jacked, full of lightning.
Oh, that was left low.
You know, that curveball, albeit a good one, is hard to throw for a strike. When you have that much movement, and I know this as a pitcher who doesn't throw hard myself, that the more movement you have and the softer you throw, it is harder to throw that curve for a strike.
Just missed though.
And now the reverse Maddox effect is in effect because being out of the strike zone means the close pitches won't be called either. It's got some problems right now. It is a 9-run lead, but you don't want to start walking runs in.
No, absolutely not.
No, he left that one alone, and it's a 3-1 count.
Yes.
I give him at least 1 take sign here.
Oh, absolutely. If you can get a run walked in, why not? You know, take that chance, and if not, he's going to swing away anyway.
Sebastian Torre is 0 for 2 on the day.
That one caught it. That one caught the inside. So now he's got to swing away anyway.
Yeah, 3-2, anything close, you don't want to let go by.
Now the runners will be off with the pitch.
Yes.
Yes. All 3 runners.
Been waiting to say that all day.
Popped up, out of play.
Back.
Chris,
Remember
of
where
course,
you parked?
putting his hands
No,
up
we're
in
off
the
to that side. We're good. We're golden.
I'm back there.
Just like that, Tim.
But it would have to be a sick foul ball
Yeah.
to get all the way where I parked. So.
We're golden. These are going back over here into a field area.
Uh-huh.
And we do still have more fans in the outfield now.
Let's again start the merry-go-round.
hit on the
Shot for the
ground.
third.
This should do it. Over to first. He got him, and that will do it.
Nice try, first base coach.
No runs.
Saved by the bell.
Dr. Krop leaves the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. South Miami continues to lead Dr. Krop 9-0. I believe 1 run will end this game, guys.
Yes,
Doug.
I think so.
1 run ends it? Does 1 run end the game?
Yes.
So we have confirmation from Doug Geffner that 1 run will end the game for South Miami here. So Dr. Krop has to be careful. There's a new pitcher for Dr. Krop.
Yes, there is.
17.
And if they want to have any chance of winning this game, they will
Chandler
need
Jules.
Chadler.
they will need to hold South Miami here, and that is going to be no easy feat because South Miami has been putting up major runs today. 4 runs in the 2nd, 5 runs in the 5th.
Jules. Chadler Jules, number 17, the new pitcher for the Lightning. And leading off the bottom of the 6th inning,
Jules was not part of the roster last season, so no stats on him yet.
leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Cobras, number 18, Kaya Wright.
He has been a busy guy today.
Yeah, he's 2 for 3 on the day.
Had a huge double in the 2nd and legged out a single in the 3rd.
Still So as Jay mentioned earlier, Doug Geffner confirmed 1 run ends this game for the Cobras.
And the weather's starting to come in a little bit. You can see on your screen, folks, that it is getting a little darker. The sun's starting to peek behind the clouds, and what clouds are here are getting darker as well. I don't think there's any danger of rain, but it will make for a little bit more difficulty in seeing the action on the field.
Here we go, bottom of the 6th, Kaya Wright stands in. Kaya Wright, a double, a single, and a stolen base. And we go back to that 2nd inning double, which should have been a triple. But he kind of, as we said, Manny Machado, that pop fly to the right field.
And a
run and 2
cool
RBI.
breeze coming through
Very
now,
nice.
guys. And that one sliced down the line, but foul.
It's very un-Miami-like, this breeze, to be nice and cool.
It's literally 10 degrees cooler than when we got
Feels
here.
like it.
Let's go.
Thank you, Mike Smith, for your comments. Mike says, great job, HSBN. You guys are the best.
Popped up.
And we appreciate you watching, Mike, and look forward to a great season here doing Game of the Week in Dade and Broward. We will be doing 2 games a week
Thank you very much.
for the next 10 weeks.
And the official HSBN temperature is 77 degrees.
Nice.
And I'm sure it was closer to 87 when we got here.
It was
today.
83 when I got here, Jay.
Fastball on the inside corner. He struck him out.
I'm not sure right. agreed
Colorful
with the
language
call.
coming from the crowd, folks. And here at HSBN, we do not condone that type of language.
That's bullshit. A lot of bullshit.
Some bull smack being talked in the crowd here.
Yeah, even the
Thank you, Doug. Doug Geffner getting in the act and protecting our broadcast. We love Doug. Everybody loves Doug.
Hit him. It's terrible. I know you've seen it scrape his leg.
Big swing and a miss. Some of the supporters of Kaya Wright
Hey, it's coming right down there.
getting into it with Doug Geffner. Some good-natured ribbing.
Castellanos.
At least I think it's
Hopefully
good-natured.
good ribbing. We'll see what happens after the game.
I'd like to think it's good-natured.
I remember the organist at an AHL hockey game was thrown out by the referees at the beginning of the 2nd period when they went out to skate, all 3 of them. He started playing 3 Blind Mice on the organ because of a bad call against the home team, and he was thrown out of the game.
Castellanos
Hit
with
on
a
the
small
ground. This
chop.
is going to be a hard play. Up and over to first. He got him. That's a nice play.
Good hustle, big dog.
That's a rare 1-3. We don't see a whole lot of those here.
No, it was well played, nice throw.
Jules got off the mound really well and set his feet. The grass here is a little tricky to navigate, and
Yeah.
Jules did a very, very good job there.
It seems like it comes up a little bit, right a couple of feet in front of the plate.
Yeah, that's a lip that'll probably be replaced by ballpark maintenance. We'll have to call
What do
Kevin
you
Hardy
think
on that.
causes that, Jay?
Wow.
It happens on all fields. It's just, the lips need to be shaved on all fields. It's just a question of time. As time passes,
Yep.
you'll always have lips to shave.
So this is
Story of
Michael
my life.
Cabo, who's walked twice today. Came around a score in the 2nd.
I'm sure Kevin Hardy knows about it, and we'll be fixing it at some point.
And pitched a half an inning.
Sometimes it's about the budget, Chris.
Oh, absolutely.
With Dade County Public Schools, they have to be careful on how they spend what little money sometimes comes through.
Right, agreed. Spend an awful lot landscaping it as it is.
Do we want conditioner on the field or do we want the lips done? We have to make decisions like that.
Seems like a lumpy outfield, too.
And that one hit hard down the left field line. Slicing foul.
That one hit the school, too? 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs to Michael Cabo.
Cabo, of course, the current pitcher for South Miami, has thrown several eephus pitches, keeping us entertained.
And he did walk twice when he was at bat, too. So he had a somewhat productive day.
0 for 1 with 2 walks. Did score a run in the second. That one hit hard up the middle. Here's the play by the shortstop, up and over to first, and the throw gets away.
You know what, Jay?
We'll see what the official scorer calls that.
They were seeing some stellar plays by the defense, but they just can't seal it with an accurate throw to first base.
That'll go as a hit for Michael Cabo. Remember at home, folks, the definition of a hit versus an error is it requires above average effort. Anything that requires above average effort would be considered a hit.
Well, it was a stellar play, but an errant throw to first. And you don't want to see that when you're down 9 runs.
Well, we also have to remember we're dealing with 15, 16, and 17-year-old kids.
That's right, Jay.
You know, we can't hold them to the same standards that we're going to hold major league players.
Oh, you're right. Absolutely.
Ponce.
Did it hit him or the bat?
It's bat, apparently.
It's the bat.
So Rene Ponce in the 9 spot.
Came in a pinch hit for Kevin Lopez.
Yeah, he had a very active run around the bases in the 5th inning after reaching on a fielder's choice.
Oh,
did it hit him? Yes, it did.
Come on. Hey, 17, you gotta go, man.
And again, Randy Rodriguez giving us some more intel, saying that in public high schools, the teams are in fact responsible for their own field work, and talking about the major jobs that ballpark maintenance and Kevin Hardy do. And I know personally that Kevin Hardy was contacted.
they have another
For this
batting
field.
change here. It appears number 5. Come in Danny Cancio. It appears has come in for Daniel Munoz.
So they got their own John Deere riding mower in a shed somewhere? Do they take care of the field themselves?
Usually the Dade County schools, I'm sure Randy Rodriguez.
Oh!
And that one hit him in the helmet.
Hey, coach, get him out! Hey, coach!
Wow, bases loaded now.
Back-to-back
That's
hit by
scary.
pitch.
That's scary, guys, when you get hit in the head. That's a scary play.
Hey, coach, try to come in.
So we wear helmets. He's good. He's good
Paul
to go.
Barrios waiting to come out. Boy, that was a scary moment there.
I think Coach Cuervo might have a pinch runner
They gotta take him out of there.
coming out, possibly. I'm not sure. You get hit on the head, don't you? You know, got to go through some concussion protocol or something, especially in high school.
Doug Geffner on it today,
Doug Geffner
getting
doing
laughs
stand-up
from the
later.
crowd. How often can an umpire get everybody laughing? Like I said, we love Doug Geffner. I'm going to say it again.
Oh, yeah, 17 is done, dog.
Okay, so they're going to mock a child. I guess that's something people do from time to time.
New pitcher, number 45, Jonathan, forgive me, folks, Alibayoff, if I said it correctly. Alibayoff. Thank you. Is the new pitcher coming in with the bases jacked.
Yeah, well, the problem here, guys, is 90 feet away is game over.
Yep.
So Dr. Krop literally hanging on by their fingernails right now.
Oh, my God, that's so slow. 45, come on, any faster, yo.
Alibayoff's just smiling it off.
The guys, the text line on on YouTube is going crazy over this field maintenance that we're discussing.
I'm seeing some lumps in the outfield. It's not the Lightning players.
Well,
it's actually the grass.
I'll read some of these out. I can't read all of them, but I will read some of these out. Coach Barrios does our field with a riding tractor, says Christy Singer. Kyle Lago says Krop takes care of their own field. Coach Barrios has done an awesome job. Jay Roy says most public schools have their head coaches do their own field. And folks, that is all true, but Dade County does mow the grass for most Dade County schools. So even though the coaches are responsible for their fields, we have seen with many Dade County schools that it is the county that comes and actually mows the grass. But the rest of the field does have to be maintained by the head coach or maybe an assistant coach or the players, dropping conditioner on the field and shaving the lips and laser grading the field, which are all critical to a good, safe environment for these kids. So folks, we're about ready to start action once again, and we are possibly one batter away from ending this game. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning, but South Miami has the bases loaded with 2 outs, and if the runner at third does score, it will end the game, as there will be a 10-run rule.
And you want to know who's at bat, Jay?
And that ball hits a right field, going back, and he is down, and that will be game over. And how appropriate, as Chris mentioned, that Kevin Serrano would get the game-winning hit.
Game over, Lightning. And in the famous words of AC/DC, Jay, the Lightning have been thunderstruck here by the Cobras.
All of what's going on in the field is meaningless, as once that run scored, the game was over. The scoreboard does read 12-0, but the game will end at 10. The official score of this game is 10-0. South Miami with an impressive win over Dr. Krop. The final score 10-0. Our player of the game,
hands down,
is Kevin Serrano.
Gotta be.
Kevin pitched a great game today. Also was 2 for 5 and scored 2 runs today.
And the game-winning base hit. So Kevin Serrano today, the best thing since sliced bread,
10-0.
and turned the Lightning into toast. An unbelievable game. 10-0 your final. However, the scoreboard has 31-0. Okay, now they're changing it.
Figure out how to get it back
Now
to
it's
10.
28-0. So soon enough, the final score will be 10-0. Cobras on top in an absolutely dominating performance here in front of the home crowd.
Here today.
Folks, we want to thank everybody for tuning in today. And we know there were a lot of you, as the text line was going absolutely crazy today. And we are so glad that you folks could join us and participate that way in an interactive approach, which we will continue to do this season on HSBN Live. So all of you folks out there watching, keep those texts coming in. And again, we want to thank everybody for joining us today. For myself, Jay Hayback, my broadcast partners, Christopher Firmino and Justin Bresner, and of course, Orlando El Duque Hernandez, who graced our presence in our broadcast booth today. The final score for the final time, South Miami defeats Dr. Krop 10-0. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.